Hi Virgo, here's a general look at your solar chart for October 2013, and as the month kicks off, the Sun is in a very materialistic area, which is to do with your piggy bank, your material security on very many different levels, also possessions, stuff, your stuff, somebody else's stuff maybe. And all of that is likely to have your attention, but it seems like a very chatty time as well because of the position of Mercury. So maybe you're, out to get yourself a bargain, and or discussing with others how to improve things in a practical, physical, material way, and that can be for yourself or for another. Just for your information, at the very beginning of the month, Uranus and Pluto are passing over the degree of the Sun. So even though this really will affect the cardinal signs most, you might have a cardinal sign rising, and Pluto and Uranus together there, they can be a little bit, it can mean that something unexpected comes up, which means you have to change a plan, or the atmosphere can be quite electric for some reason, for whatever effect as well, but that can inspire you in some way. Definitely time to keep your head, and to not take any risks, not be too impulsive, because the energy of Uranus and Pluto can make you feel as though it would be okay to kind of play the wild card, which is always up to you to decide. It might be okay, but you could get yourself into a tight spot, always depending on your natal chart, of course, but I thought I would mention that. And then the Sun moves on the 23rd and into a very busy sociable area, coming into the same area as Mercury, your ruling planet. Having you running around more definitely would tend to accelerate mental processes, more emphasis on communications, educational type activity, the written, spoken word, other mediums of expression, and you could be gathering information, mixing, mingling, disseminating information. So it's a great time for making connections and doing all that kind of thing. Mercury goes retrograde on the 21st, which might mean it's necessary to go over things again, or there could be postponements or misunderstandings or cross wires. So just be as clear, as crystal clear as you possibly can from the 21st onwards. And also, if you don't understand something or you just assume something, just that somebody else has communicated to you, either in a spoken way or a written way, or just kind of inferred, just make sure that you check up on that. Until the 8th, Venus is in your communication sector as well, so that means that you could be hearing nice things, particularly just a day longer than the first week, and Venus tends to bring grace, fluency and flow to your own words, so it's great for negotiations, great for getting that bargain I was talking about, but also it can mean that daily encounters or connecting with somebody over the wires can have a more appealing, entertaining or romantic nature to them. Some of you could find yourself in environments or with people that just encourage you to express yourself. It feels safe to express yourself in that warmer, more friendly kind of a way. There could be more access to the arts, more distractions, and this transit can bring warm, supportive relationships with siblings or soul brothers and sisters. Buying, selling, negotiating, promoting, all of that can go well with Venus there. And then from the 8th, Venus sort of gives the root of your chart, warms up the root of your chart, makes it more intimate. The root of your chart is about family connections, extended family. They don't have to be blood family, it can be extended family, tribal connections, and that is a good time to be the visitor, or to have somebody visiting in your space or in your town or however it is. You could be having very friendly relationships anyway, at home or not very far away from home, and really connecting with people very nicely there. And another way it can work is that you just feeling more balance, more emotional balance, and it can bring more harmony into family relationships, extended family, neighborhood relationships as well. Until the 15th, Mars is in a very background incubation area. So even though we have this need for you to adjust things maybe on a material physical level, I think your energy is going, you shouldn't expect too much of yourself until after the 15th, when Mars comes into your sign and then really heats things up and speeds things up. So Mars is in this kind of cocoon, which suggests things are really kind of popping and being dynamic potentially behind the scenes. Maybe something is growing and taking shape. Something is developing behind the scenes, out of the public gaze. They don't know how much you're putting into this thing that's going on behind the scenes. So it's a great time for recharging, healing, self-nurture, restful pursuits, and spiritual type pursuits as well. Anything to do with anything artistic fits very well here. And more self-reflective. Take more time out for more reflection on things. And some frustrations could be nearer the surface. You could get that knee-jerk response going. So just be aware of that. And some of you will perhaps want to do a little bit of work on that old stuff, that baggage, that old patterning, so you don't fall down those old emotional holes in the road in the future. And then from the 15th, Mars comes into your sign, speeding things up, meaning that you've got to be more decisive. You've got to be, the one in the lead, the one that initiates things. It brings more hustle and bustle, activity around you. You've got to keep up with things, maybe, or you've just got to be you've got to be more entrepreneurial, really, and definitely time to get with the program, whatever that is for yourself personally, for your health, for your well-being, or get plunged into situations which need you to be more dynamic, more energetic, and out there in front somehow or other, leading the way. But be aware that Mars can run you ragged, so just you've got to work harder to get downtime with Mars in your sign, and maybe you just need to customize your schedules a little bit, refine things so that you that you keep your stamina well recharged, well charged up. And overall, this is your opportunity for you to get on with whatever is close to your heart, whatever's important to you, not to be hasty, because Mars can be a bit like that, and watch your step as you go forwards. And just a quick one about Neptune. Neptune's opposite you, the part of Virgo, very early part, you born 24th to the 26th of August, or with 2 to 4 degrees rising, you'll have Neptune opposing that area there. You don't have to be a martyr, you don't have to put people on a pedestal, you don't have to, you've got to separate the needy from the greedy. And having said that, there will be some genuine cases, so you have to work harder at holding your space, holding your boundaries, but doing what needs to be done. Now, until next July, Jupiter will help you to grow and learn through new associations and friendships, or within a collective who have interests in common. You find kindred spirits here, and that's very much connecting you over the wires as well, anything to do with the internet, but also in real time, and or rather in your locality. Friends, colleagues, or those who share a common goal, a common understanding, will help expand your mind. You'll help expand theirs as well, and your world over that phase. And you Virgos born 10th to 14th of September, or with 18 to 22 degrees rising, a Virgo rising, are going to feel that energy the most. And then from last October, Saturn is challenging you to work more in the communication sector, in the educational sector, and you'll be developing communications and people skills, and perhaps integrating a new knowledge, or dealing more with deadlines, or developing yourself through speaking, writing, and other forms of self-expression. Although it can also mean that you've got more of a routine toing and froing going on. You know, I have to be there for these days of the week or the month. I have to be here for these days, you know, that kind of thing. Or a routine communications thing, or teaching thing, or learning thing going on. You know, you've got a timetable for that. Saturn loves timetables. Saturn rules time. But it's also likely that on another level, on a more esoteric level, you'll be learning that the truth is merely a perception, which is true for some, but not for others, and it's no less valid either way. And that this idea of perception is finite, not infinite. And in other words, it has an expiry date. And you Virgos born between the 1st and the 7th of September, or 9 to 15 degrees rising, are to feel this energy the most this month. And I should have mentioned that Mars and Neptune are going to pass by each other, and that might mean misunderstandings, or somebody being economical with the truth, maybe. Or maybe it's just lowered vitality. You know, your batteries are running a bit low, and you'll just have come out of the come into the Mars in your own sign time there. So maybe you need to get up to speed. Maybe you just need to get more sleep, you know, and eat better food, or whatever it is, to get up to speed, or in fact eat less food perhaps, so that you just look after yourself a bit more. You can be more open to the side effects of drug therapy or drugs, for whatever the reason, even supplements, even remedies or treatments. You can just be more vulnerable at that time. So again, that thing I was saying about, you know, the shields and the boundaries, maybe extend that over that period there. And it's between the 18th and the 21st. And you may be more susceptible to negative outside influences also. And so just maybe don't do anything major until after the 21st. And I think that's it for October. So if you want to know what the other slow moving planets are doing, then go to my website. I update that every month. A couple of times it wasn't there, but it's there now, fingers crossed. And also, if you know your rising sign or your moon sign, it won't hurt to listen to the forecast for those, because it'll just add to or take away from what I've said here. And I'll see you the next time.